Hello and welcome back to the Queers On podcast with me, Alex Mitchell.
And me, Hollie Noble.
Today we are joined by yet another fantastic comedian in our studio in Leeds, which is really cool. Another in-person episode. Please welcome Jack McLean. Woo!
Hello.
Usually both of us
I tried
clap.
to say Jack McLean at the same time.
Oh, yeah, you,
And I tried Jack.
yeah, you really panicked there, didn't you?
Okay, Jack McLean.
Woo! Thank you for joining us. Thank you for coming
you
on the
are.
pod. It's been a long
Thanks for
time
having
coming.
Well, you see him in the studio. I do need to start with an apology. In that, when Alex messaged me about doing this podcast, and I said, "Oh yeah, I'd love to," but the thing is, I'm not a big fan of doing like podcasts on Zoom, really. So
Also, it's your fault.
I'd rather do it in person. And what I meant was, I'd come round to your house, and then I get a message about a couple of weeks later, Alex saying, "Yeah, so we've booked a studio for your recording," and I thought, I am a monster.
You're right.
Jack is so demanding. He's awful. He's the worst tour support I've ever had.
I do feel genuinely awful.
Yeah.
Because this is snazzy. This is cheap.
You
This.
requested M&M's with all the blue ones.
I did.
Which I thought was weird.
I did. Hand fed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we've got a studio now.
We've got to shoot. Well,
It's
for
gorgeous.
For four lucky people, we have a really nice studio with a
And
drum
maybe
kit
in the
the
future.
corner. Maybe in future, yeah. Hopefully in future.
Yeah, if our audio is much better in here, which it probably is, because our audio is usually
Please
terrible.
keep listening to the podcast because we need to
We
afford
could
the
increase
studio.
numbers from us to other people.
Okay. Welcome to a live business meeting. That's what's going on right now.
I mean, to listen to it.
Anyway, when we have a guest on, our usual first question is, where are you and what you're drinking? We know you're in Leeds, you're in our studio. But what would be your dream drink if you to have what's your favourite drink? If we were to be drinking right now, what would be your go-to? Having a chat with friends, what would be your...
What time of day?
Right now.
Right now, okay. Which
Brunch.
brunch? So midday.
on a Sunday.
Midday on a Sunday. I would probably go for... Oh, do you know, this is pretentious, but I probably would go for San Pellegrino sparkling water.
Oh my God! That is not the answer I was expecting.
No, do you know, I've always said, if I ever got famous enough or lucky enough for comedy to do adverts, the two things, I wouldn't want to do advert for anything. I think the two things that I really believe in as a brand are San Pellegrino sparkling water and Fisherman's Friends.
Oh my God.
Would you like an interesting fact? You are currently talking to someone who did not pass the audition for Morrison's voiceover.
Oh, nice. You got an audition there?
I got an audition, yeah. Morrison's, the best of British. And
Do
that's
you know,
why
I
I
think
didn't get it.
I thought that was good.
I had an audition for Morrison's advert. I also had an audition for a National Lottery before Christmas, and then they just gave it to Josh Pugh again. I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to compete with that, am I?
So Fisherman's Friends.
Yeah, I mean, there's Julian Clary jokes flying around here, but I do love a Fisherman's Friend.
What is it, Fisher? Is it like a cod liver
It's
oil?
really strong mint.
Oh, it's mint.
It's a eucalyptus lozenge.
Oh my God. I never realised how middle class you were until...
No, I don't think Fisherman's Friends are middle class.
No, but...
I think they're quite...
You said some things.
Eucalyptus lozenge.
You said some things since you arrived. As maybe.
No, Sam Pelly water's middle class. But
Why specifically?
Sam Pelly?
Yeah.
Just because it's the market leader and it's always in every
But
shop.
what do you
and then-
specifically
got a
like? Because
fancy
I love a sparkling water.
Oh, I'm not
You
bothered.
fucking weirdos. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
You're both...
Posh.
No, I was going to say...
I'm not pot.
No,
I
well,
was going to say older than me, which I didn't want to, but I think it is a generational thing. No one,
if we're not generations apart,
What?
generation...
Like in sparkling water?
no one my age is drinking sparkling water.
Or, yeah, but
I
you've
was
got-
drinking sparkling water at 24.
Well, you're weird.
Yeah.
No,
You've got we're about,
generational thing.
Did you say yes?
we're about 8. Sorry, we're about 8 years older than you. That's not a generation.
Hey, we're in different decades.
I'm
We're in
6
different
years
millenniums.
older, just to clarify.
We're not in different millenniums.
And you're
I was born in
also
2000.
6 years older, not 8.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, 6 years old. Right. I thought you was younger than that.
No.
What? So you were born in 2000?
2000, yeah.
Oh my God, that's disgusting.
Wow.
Born different millennium. Yeah, I didn't see notice.
I-
I am the millennium bug. I crushed the... that's what they were all fear of. It was me all along.
I did some teaching. We might have to edit this out, but I did some teaching with kids and about comedy and just getting them to be more confident, be silly. All the acting kids and the bit nervous because you have to be cool as kids, don't you know? And they were just being silly, and they all wanted to joke about the Twin Towers.
I've heard so many stories about
Oh,
that.
and I was like, no. I was like, can we do it? I said, you can talk about anything in comedy. Do what you want. You know, you've got to be careful, but you can. It's limitless. And they go, can we talk about Twin Towers? And I was like, well, why would you want to?
There's
No, but then I said, why would you want to?
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, because it's funny. I was like, it's not funny. I was like, do you remember when it happened?
It's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it is quite funny.
No, it's not.
In what? Hold on.
There's a lot of memes
Yourself up.
about it. Come on.
But this is generational because I said, funny. I was like, don't you remember when it happened? And they all laughed at me, and I didn't click that there were people born before,
It was a week-
born after 9/11.
It was
Like,
a week after my first birthday was 9/11.
it's mad that you don't remember it happening.
What? No.
Yeah, it was 2001, famously.
Yeah.
And I was born in 2000.
I was thinking it was in 2006. It wasn't born in
So I don't remember. What's the biggest disaster you remember in your lifetime?
Not personal. Christ.
I couldn't go Britain's Got Talent final.
That's a good one. Mine would probably be before I learnt how to douche. That's probably up there.
That is that's
Probably up there.
That's graphic. That
Yeah, it's a tough upbringing, isn't it? Yeah.
stays with you. That doesn't it?
It really
does.
Don't
It's
know where to
ingrained
go
on the
from
brain. Fuck's sake. You've got to ask your question. now.
Yeah. So based on, I've picked this character because of Mako and what you said about. So, how do you think Inspector Gadget identifies sexuality-wise?
In terms of sexual orientation.
That's a good question. We've got a lot of letters in our acronym. I don't think one's for sex pest, but if one was, if we had sex pest, it'd be that. Yeah, I'll add an extra acronym. Do you know what I was thinking the other day? Do you know?
Oh my god!
You can't move on from
No,
What's
sorry.
sexual orientation.
Sorry.
Sex pest.
Anyway, move on.
Do you know our
Do you mean
acronym?
straight man?
Our LGBT plus, and we have all the letters in the alphabet, don't we? And I don't know how I feel about A. Not asexual, as in ally.
Is
Yeah.
that
Ally, isn't it now? And I thought,
I thought it was
Nah.
very sexual.
is it not? Is that?
I think
is that?
it's asexual.
Oh no, it is. Asexual is in there, but I think maybe it's not A. But I'm pretty sure someone said allies in it now as well, and I thought, fucking hell, we can't have anything.
Last Pride I went to was like 4 or 5 years ago, and someone added a V to it for vegans, and I was like, that is fucking funny. I was like, that is hilarious. I was like, I can't be angry. That's fucking hilarious.
That's
Is
why
ally in the plus?
yeah, the little asterisks, perhaps. I don't know. That's why I like queer, because it's sort of like, obviously you're called queers on podcast, but I like it's sort of everyone, like the rainbow flag. It's just
I
like
always
everyone.
go.
It's
Yeah.
just
The
together.
NHS as well.
And it's the NHS, yeah. It's just everyone together. I'm not big on all the
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
queer is always what I use.
Yeah, it's everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I say gay, I think. Not lesbian.
No.
No.
See, okay.
Yeah. Not that I have anything against lesbians, you know. Like,
No, well, I do. But it's the
We've so far.
This is
we've mentioned,
so
we've
chaotic.
mentioned the Twin Towers. We've multiple times used the reference sex pest. And Jack's got a problem with lesbians.
think-
What a time to be alive.
Yeah, which makes me difficult to be. I think I've completely lost my train of thought actually. So just forget about that.
Great for a podcast.
Oh no! All right, I know. Inspector Gadget. I think that's the first time that someone hasn't said that they're part of the LGBT community. So like everyone, I feel like that we mention, they want to not say they're straight.
Yeah. Most people go bi or pan.
Or
Some
pan,
people,
yeah.
the very few times we had someone go, that's definitely gay. But we've
Yeah.
had a few. Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. You know, the little green
He's the
blob?
green one, yeah.
Yeah.
Gay as hell.
Gay as fuck.
Don't he go out with someone on it?
Yeah.
He tries to schmooze with a woman. You can
He does
tell.
date her
You
a
can
little
tell
bit.
I've not dated women.
She's got snakes as hair.
Yeah, but he's only dating her, so like Sully can do something with that. I notice it. It's all.
Wait, you think
Oh.
Sully and Mike?
No. I mean, in
Oh,
the
using
got
it.
you,
film.
got
I mean,
you,
the
yeah.
film.
I was going
in
to
the
say they
film
are
plot,
definitely
ain't
not.
shagging.
Yeah,
Right? That's not
no.
happening.
Jesus Christ.
I only saw it for the first time. I mean, this is adding to this middle class narrative that we're building here. But
Yeah.
I saw it on a cruise last year. I was on a cruise ship and I watched it for the first time. And I thought it was
Maybe
good.
you're not
Late
middle
review.
class.
but I thought it was
Maybe
quite
you're
good.
just like old. Are you just like in your 50s?
It's just the
middle
weirdest
aged.
combo of Cruise and Monsters Inc. I don't know how those two things go together.
No, I quite liked it. It was
It's a
older.
great film, isn't it?
Yeah, what happened on the cruise?
Well, it was full of Americans, and I mean, like there was about 2,500 people on it. It was me. I've never been on a cruise ship. It's unbelievable. Like 2,500 people, and there was genuinely 38 Brits.
Did you like it? Because they scare me.
No, I loved it.
What did you love about it? What did you love about it?
I'll never want a holiday on land again.
Why?
Oh, it's so good.
Great line.
No, it's so good. Honestly, all the food and because it's just
you don't even get food on land.
Yeah, you don't.
No, but like,
famously.
because the only people on the ship are either like old or gay. It's just ABBA. It's fantastic.
That's why they went with the name ABBA Voyage. Isn't
Yeah.
it? That's why they went with the...
Fine,
Right.
That was good stuff, man. That was good stuff. As soon as I came up with that, I was like,
Write that down.
Somebody's had a good idea.
So it was all people, gays, but there was a DJ called DJ Vibes, and it was.
Was it with a Z?
I'm not sure.
100% it was.
100%.
I only heard it audially. I didn't see it like written. But DJ Vibes, and it was a Filipino DJ, and everyone who works on there is Filipino. It's about amazing, like people, and they get paid dreadfully. Anyway, this isn't probably the forum for Filipino rights on cruise ships. But anyway, DJ Vibes. But he didn't want to play like ABBA and stuff like that. He just didn't. So every now and then,
bring the vibes.
he wanted to bring the vibes. And honestly, you'd listen out for it. We noticed it. What is that noise? And then he was on every day. And in between songs, you go from like ABBA to say a bit of, Shirley Bassey or whatever. And then you just hear a siren, and he dropped a bit of Pitbull. Genuinely,
that's amazing.
So it'd be like,
Oh my God.
honestly, like, Angel Eyes or whatever the tune is, I can't sing, but like an ABBA song, like gimme, and it'd be like Fire Starter,
Fireball.
Fireball.
Yeah.
See, that's our knowledge.
Pitbull, what I love about Pitbull is the motivational quotes. Like, the biggest room in the world is room for improvement.
Oh,
That's good stuff,
God,
man.
that is
That's good stuff, man. What's what he starts one song? I can't remember. It's like you only live one life, so have the time of your life, and have the time of your life right now. The guy's like has made a career out of just saying random shit.
Yeah.
That's
the sort of crap
that.
I've only ever heard on. Do you remember when they used to interview? Noel Edmonds used to interview people before they started the game of Deal or No Deal, and they used to talk to them and say like, "What are you here for?" And they used to always. I always remember there was a woman who said, "The optimist, no, was it the pessimist may be right in the end, but the optimist has the better journey."
Oh my God.
I hope you'll get a penny.
100%. Is there a way you get nothing? Like, is there a way we can make sure you win nothing?
Oh, like another one on there said, because I used to love Deal or No Deal. Another one said,
It's great.
Yeah.
They brought it back with Stephen Mullen, haven't
I've
they?
not seen it since. I don't trust Stephen Mullen.
No.
He moves weird. You know what I mean? He's got his arms move with his body as he moves. He freaks me out.
Yeah. I do have stuff I want to discuss.
Don't trust magicians.
Is he? Oh, he's a magician. Yeah.
Why do you love cruises so much?
It's DJ Vibes.
By the way, because obviously we haven't announced what the topic of this episode is. If we can somehow find a way to
Are we going to get there?
segue,
Because we're running out of time.
if we can
No,
segue into cruising from cruises, I think we've really nailed
Was it a gay
this.
cruise?
No, it wasn't a gay cruise. Well, all cruises.
It was a cruise.
But they have specific gay cruises now, and they terrify me. Because that must... I mean, what's going on a gay
It's just
cruise?
an orgy,
DJ
isn't it?
Vibes definitely isn't there, is he?
No.
Well, he's not there in a professional capacity. That's not...
No. DJ Vibes didn't strike
So what's
me.
better about a holiday on the sea as opposed to a holiday on the land? Because that was your main point. They've got food.
Well, so last week I was in Lanzarote, right?
Were you?
Every fucking start of the sentence is, I've got money. I drink sparkling water.
I've not got money.
You're looking a bit tan.
I've not got money. I've got a very large credit card bill. So it's better because better than like Lanzarote was like round the pool, half board, and all that jazz. But the cruise ship's better because you have basically the all-inclusive experience of a holiday. But every day you wake up and you get to explore a different place.
Oh, you're
Because
getting
it
off
lands
the ship.
in
Yeah,
different...
so it lands in different-
So
so
you do
every
like
day-
a holiday on land?
Yeah, but I only like...
only for a day?
I like land... Yeah, I like land in sunlit hours.
And then leave.
He likes going to land, not talking to the people who live there, and then immediately leaving.
Sorry, are you racist?
Yeah, it's not looking good for you, Jack.
I only like to be with English people.
English people,
No,
and American
Americans.
people on
Oh,
a
American,
boat.
yeah.
Famously not racist.
Makes it a lot better.
And let's do it with racist people.
No, it is. I would recommend it. And the people on board, the talent, like the standard, like the singers, it is like next level. I thought it'd be a bit naff. They did have
Did they have a comedian? Because I
They did.
So I have had an offer to do a cruise, and I said absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
But I have
Wow.
had an offer. I'll tell you
Why
what.
did you say not?
Because it's a cruise.
Right, okay.
In my head, I've still got probably the outdated stereotypical views of cruises, and it kind of scares me.
You have to do 2 45-minute clean
Two
sets.
45-minute shows. Oh, mine was you have to do 1 45-minute clean, 1 45-minute not clean. Paid. Fucking
Really well.
Yeah, yeah,
Really
You get it
well.
all paid for as well, don't you? Like the cruise.
Yeah.
And like just going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
it was great. And I was very much like, I did think about it, but in my head I was a bit like, I just think if you have a bad gig, you're then stuck having breakfast with the people who have just seen you do a bad gig.
Yeah,
And,
I get that.
I don't like talking to other comedians when I come off stage and I've had a rough one. Like, I don't like...
The car share home after a rough gig's the worst,
it's
isn't it?
awful.
That's why I never car share.
Especially if someone smashes it and someone doesn't. If you're the one who smashes it and you're with someone who thinks they've had a worse gig or thinks they've had a terrible gig, it might not have done, but they think they've had a terrible gig.
Yeah.
And you drive it, and the whole time they're just like, yeah, that audience were crap, and you're like, yeah, I totally agree. You know,
Yeah.
like you've just fucking roofed it. Like,
Well, what about when people think they've roofed it
And they haven't.
and then you've watched it and you've gone,
Did you?
well, and I think, well, good on you. I don't want to pop the bubble. Good
I
on you.
suppose that it's all like in like context, isn't it? For them, though, you know, for them, they may have done like that might be the best that they do, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they feel like they have, but then for you, you're like, nah,
Because we do...
I can do better.
We do, it's like it is worth saying, we do a lot of car shares as comedians. We do spend a lot of time with each other off stage in multiple different capacities. Have you...
Okay.
Made it sound sexual, but I don't know.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean to make it sound sexual. Like, I mean, like, you work with writers, you work with the other comedians, you sometimes just...
Work with writers. Who's he become? Oh, do you remember him a year ago? Oh, work with writers. Write your own
I remember
jokes.
when you were humble. When you're a normal guy from Leeds.
Fucking, how has this turned on me from fucking
I
Sam Pelly
work
in the
with
Cruise?
writers. Well, whoever wrote that set
you-
for your final, bloody second.
I've still got their number in my phone. We have never spoken. No, I'm joking. No, you must have sat with comedians and written stuff together, like having writing meetings with other comedians.
I'm pretty sure that means that you're hooking up. Like, that's what I understand. If people are like, should we write together, that means sex.
I agree.
I fucking wish it meant that. I've dated
what I
one,
understood.
but also I've dated one comedian, and they are not good people to date.
Have you?
I have, yeah.
Well, off air, I'll find out who.
Yeah,
But-
who?
Yeah, fair, I'll tell you. Yeah, it's fine. But not live on air.
No.
And it was a woman. Isn't it magical? So
What?
I know.
This is
everyone-
recent.
Everyone's surprised. It was
Actually, I might
18
know
months
this
ago.
already. Do we know her?
I'm not divulging that information live on the podcast.
So we do.
Okay.
But yeah, I think and dating comedians is definitely interesting.
no-go.
Oh, I'm so glad I met Bradley. He's not two people called Bradley, but I'm so glad I met Bradley.
Brandon.
I met him about 6 months after I started comedy,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad. I think as long as I've known you, Holly, I think I was with Brad.
Yeah.
I think, and that has really been good for me. On the writing front, when you say we all write with other comedians,
Do you not?
no, I always remember. Do you know Jackie Mason? He was an old New York Jewish comedian back in the day. He's dead now. But anyway, he used to say, I'd never speak to her. I won't even say hello to her, right? Because you say hello to her, right? Hello, say to her, I wrote with Jackie Mason. I maybe shouldn't do the voice. Maybe cut that, John.
Yeah.
I get your point, but like when I say meet with I don't meet with people who are paid writers. Like that's not. So I mean I meet with comedians often who are friends, and it tends to be, do you want to grab a coffee? And then we go. Often it's an excuse to meet with people.
You never
Just go,
said that
"Should
to
we
me. You
write?"
never invited me to write with you. Is that?
Or
Because
nor
you don't
me.
want to have
No,
sex with
because
me?
this I feel this podcast is enough for me. And
We meet too often.
we meet too often. And also, well, here you go. And this is going to sound bad to people I write with. Do you know what's really fun? Writing with comedians who aren't as good as you.
Oh,
That's an ego
gosh,
boost,
the
isn't it?
slap.
No, but no.
We don't know. We've just said we don't write
No,
with people.
right. Do you know when you get, like, some people who think they're friends with you, they think because they've gigged with you, you're immediately friends. And actually, you're like, no, I think you're despicable, off stage and on stage, right? There are comedians. No, there are comedians who are horrible people. Let's not pretend there's not.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
not
right.
naming
Yeah, but
them.
I tell you what, I don't think there's as many as I thought there'd be.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But there are still some. But some of those people who you then gig with and then just immediately assume you're friends because you gig with once. And you're like, in my life, if I was walking along the street, I would not want to bump into you, right? But these people often go, oh, these ones, a couple of them go, oh, do you want to meet up and write? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And, or like they go, well, meet up before a gig, go through what we're going to do and stuff. So you meet up with them and then you'll write stuff. And when they then, what I mean by when I say writing a community who are worse than you, what I mean is when you write something and you go, I really like this, I think it's good, and they try and critique it, then you go on stage and smash it, and then they go on stage and don't do as well. That's what I mean. It's that feeling, because again, it's all that thing about, I like writing with other comedians when there's actual like good sort of discussions going on.
I don't think that's necessarily about their standard, though. That could be
No.
down to... Because I've had comedians say to me, have you thought about this as a punchline? And I think, yeah, that is better than my punchline. But I would never say
It doesn't
that.
suit
Yeah,
you.
I would-
exactly. And that for me is fine. It's when you're getting that sort of what I would describe as unsolicited advice or advice
Oh.
that just isn't necessary, isn't
Yeah.
helpful, and it's purely because this person genuinely believes they're fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people in comedy who are. We have to, as part of our job, we have to have an ego, right? If you didn't, you wouldn't be able to do it. When you go on stage, I think you often have to believe you have to believe you're really good. You just
Is
have
that the
to.
secret? That's where I'm missing.
Well, no, it's like I think they're the best. The worst gigs I do are the ones where I go, "Oh, I'm shit." And you go on stage and you do shit. You have to believe you're going to get a laugh, right? Surely, if you go on stage going, "I'm not going to get a single laugh," surely they're the worst gigs of your life.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really think of it in those terms.
Like
really.
black and white terms.
I just, yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's just.
But I tell you, the unsolicited advice is a bugger. But I tell you now, ready for my life like to come out. Women have it far worse.
Oh, 100%.
The amount of bloke comedians I've seen go up to, so Hannah and Margaret, obviously, we gig a lot together with the good mates, and the amount of times they come up to and they'll say, loads of, and I just think they do it. Men do it more to women, a lot more to women than men.
We've just had Vix Layton on, and she spoke to us about exactly the same thing. And we were at a gig together where the promoter spoke to her and described her as bubbly and having a lovely face, but her material just wasn't good enough. And it's like, at what point do you think that was an acceptable thing to say?
Especially as
You know what I mean?
someone of Vic's standard, it's not
Yeah,
like
it's quality.
yeah. No, I know, and I know.
It's like,
Yeah.
It's not. It's just. It's these people who genuinely think they can.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a segue into the topic when I was going.
my God, the
"So I've
topic,
dated
yeah."
comedians. I have dated one comedian. Because comedians, I think I'm as a comedians are difficult to date because we're traveling all the time. We're working
Yeah,
unsociable
I'd
hours.
hate to date a
that stuff,
comedian.
and also like a lot of us, we all have to have
Myself.
we all have to have normal jobs as well. We can't just be comedians anymore. That's not how life works, right? We all have to have normal jobs as well, something to actually make to pay our bills, basically. So it's really difficult to date and find the time for people. And also, like, yeah, comedians, there is a part of us always that is quite self-centered. You know, we want to be on stage, we want to be seen, we want to perform, right? So it is quite difficult. What I would say, though, is this is where we link into the topic. Hookup culture within comedy, particularly within gay comedy, is rife. It is rife.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because I've only,
think so.
as I say, I've only ever done comedy, been in a relationship, so I've not noticed that. But is that I think is that?
I think so.
I think people on the circuit, like, they keep it a lot more underground.
It's kept very
Like,
quiet.
yeah.
In green rooms, everyone's going, "Who's shagging who?"
Yeah.
Like, all the time.
I don't have these chat. I just chat about like
Yeah, 'cause
Julian
you're-
Clare in Culture Club. that's like we,
That's the most gay thing anyone's said on this gay podcast. All I talk about is Julian Clare in Culture Club.
last night I was at a gig and the green room was just about Culture Club.
You do talk about, yeah, I think it's more people that you know, and then like these little things come out and you're like, but it isn't as rife as I expected it to be. Because you spend so much time with each other, you would think that people are shagging a lot more than they actually are.
Yeah.
Because we see each other all the time.
And in high pressure environments, and I think if you want like to release tension, obviously sex is quite good
Yeah.
for that. So yeah.
And then like car shares and like dropping people home and stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
You spend
I think
a lot of time with people.
you do.
Yeah, sometimes you spend more time with comedians than you do with your... Again, because of the unsociable hours, you spend more time with people you're working with, in inverted commas, than people you live with sometimes. Because if the person you live with has got a day job, they come home, you go out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you spend more time with people outside of your own personal life. And then when you spend that time with those people, it's often very fleeting, very quick moments of time. It's we're going to a gig, we're in agreement together, we perform, we go home. And so that, again, I think that's all conducive to sort of to hookups.
I bet a lot of
just
shagging
casual-
happens at
casual
Fringe.
sex. Oh,
I bet that
sure
is
it does.
pretty rife for shagging.
Well, do you know the Olympic Village? Do you know that thing about the
Oh,
Olympic?
yeah, they're fucking mental.
At the
Yeah,
Olympic
they go
Village, they
crazy.
give loads of condoms out because they know
They're
like all these.
all-
Once they've done their event,
apparently the swimmers are the worst.
Yeah, because
That's
some
not
of
a
them like
Well, not the worst, but the swimmers are like because the
yeah,
swimmers.
worse. That was a bit sex
Yeah, I
negative.
didn't.
that.
Mean,
Let's
sorry,
go.
I didn't mean worse. That was sex negative. I apologise. But they do all their events in the first week, so then they've
Yeah.
got another 3 weeks in the village, or they can go home. A lot of them spend
breaststroke.
3 weeks in this.
well, is it because
That's
like
lovely, lovely work,
awful,
lovely
awful.
work.
I used to know a Thai boxer and they like have to abstain before
Yeah.
the fight, right? Which anyway,
Boxing is very like.
is that the same?
sexually
Is that the same?
charged.
Because then when you
I
come
think
out
it
of there and you're
probably
like,
is,
right,
but
I've
also
got all
just
this.
think that these, like, we think
I'm
the
ready.
Olympics, it's the biggest thing they do in 4 years, right? So they spend 4 years going for that massive moment. When it's done, then it's like, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
Shag.
I think that's it's like sometimes it's either you're just pure elation, full of adrenaline for weeks because you've done it finally, or it's what the fuck do I do now? And when you're in that headspace, I mean that's the worst. I mean you go what the fuck do I do now? And then you end up, but again that ends up sort of a lot of times conducive to then.
So you're the only one in this room that has done a Fringe run. So
I was waving has done a comedian. I thought that was going to be awful.
so is shagging rife at Fringe?
It wasn't for me, but because I was living with my sister, so it would have been strange. It would have been particularly odd on a lot of
I
counts.
can't believe you thought you needed to clarify that.
Yeah, I know would have done well. Well,
So no, it wasn't for me. But I've heard stories about, again, people who are... But again...
Because people are house sharing
Yeah,
and...
a lot of people live in student accommodation for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, like, student accommodation isn't... No, it's nice. It's nice. It's pleasant.
But
But
it's
not
basic.
big. It's not. Yeah, it's basic, and you're.
We're staying in student accommodation this year.
I wanted to talk about it really because not really to do with comedy because obviously I said I've been in a relationship with comedy, but when I came out in 2014, I think it was, Grindr had already existed, so I've never known a queer life without Grindr. And I do think, and there's other apps, and I'm not here to slag off Grindr. I met Brad through Grindr, and
Did you?
I did.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I've not had
That's
anyone
so
who's met a partner
interesting.
through Grindr.
Did
Yeah.
it start off like
No.
a hookup or you?
No,
Wow.
it started off with, I saw him on there, he's very much my type, and he said, I'm only here for 6 weeks, I'm about to go on a tour. He's an actor, I'm about to go on a tour.
That's
So I
why
don't,
he's drinking Sam Pelly.
so I don't want
He's in a
anything
relationship with an actor.
serious.
Can I just say something about Brad? Having met Brad, he is
lovely.
the most beautiful person.
He is a very
He is
wonderful
like
man.
just if you like drew someone that was just like perfect, it would literally be Brad.
And he is lovely.
Brad, if you're
I-
listening,
he's
I want to
so
get you
well
and Jack back on
groomed.
the podcast together.
He's so well groomed.
he is well groomed.
Yeah. Let's have Brad and Jack on the podcast
Yeah,
together.
we could do a therapy. I've had sex therapy. That was something I was going to mention. We
Have
could have a
you?
therapy session. Yeah, I've had sex therapy. Yeah.
Tell us about that.
That's the worst interview question. Tell us about it.
Okay, like
no,
what did
sorry.
that consist of?
Well, it came through because, again, I'm keen not to blame Grindr because I don't think apps. It's how we use them. An app's just an app, and I do think it's created a culture which is slightly problematic. But because we don't teach LGBT sex education in schools, well, to be honest, sex education generally is dross for everyone, not just queer kids.
Yeah.
But because we don't, I had to learn sex education through Grindr. So because I didn't have any, I didn't have any gay role models growing up because it was still a bit, taboo and all. So I had to learn sex on the job, really. I was an apprentice. And it's really problematic to put yourself in such a vulnerable position on an app that is not a culture's created on that app that is not necessarily the most caring.
Yes.
And so through years of compounding, like, you know, that's why I had the sex phobia, because it has. Brad's the first relationship I've had where I've been able to be, I would say, what's the word? Sexually sort of like able to talk about it. And I think it's ruined every relationship I've been in, really. Not through my own actions and through grind, but grind is how I learned it, and it's really bad habits and stuff like self-worth and self-esteem and all that.
Do you mean like not loving in a sense?
100%. So lust and love. Like, I could not love someone and want to. I'm careful what I say, because obviously I don't want to upset like exes and stuff, but I could not be in a loving relationship.
They're not listening, don't worry, no one listens to this podcast.
But I couldn't have a loving relationship and want to have sex with them, because in my head I had managed to separate lust and love. So like, because when I went to have hookups, I went for lust, and the only way to get through it sometimes, because sometimes I did it even though I didn't want to, because of the culture of some of it and self-worth and all that, I had to. The only way to get through that was to separate it from like emotions and love. So whenever I got in a relationship with someone who I loved, I then couldn't reconnect the lust, so I didn't have sex with them. So they were totally different. And it only, when I got with Brad, it was going really well early on, and then it started to fall into like old habits, and that's when I went to sex therapy and we tried to reconnect sort of like lust.
Was that on your
love.
own then, or you went together to like?
No, I went on my own. I
didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
of course you can. Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, and it was brilliant. It was one of the best things I've ever done. And but it comes from, again, I'm not blaming Grindr, but it comes from like, I was 18. Oh no, I wasn't 19. First time having sex, and then you go into a world where there's a thing about younger people, and it's not a queer thing, this, because you look at Britney Spears' video. What's the video where she's dressed as a school? Hit Me Baby One More Time?
Hit Me Baby, yeah.
So there's a thing about fetishizing younger people. So when you turn up as a 19-year-old kid, you're labelled a twink, right? Yeah. And, well, if you're thin, you're labelled a twink. You know, there's all these different things where you're not, you know, don't fit in certain boxes. But so, and if you're a twink, you're seen as you have to be a submissive bottom.
Yeah.
And you end up, I mean, the first few times I had sex, it was stuff like getting like quite like not
aggressive.
vanilla, aggressive, not vanilla sex. So the way I'm learning sex is a guy saying,
19 and you're like, you know, you're only just.
And I out to my friends, because you know you test drive first, don't you? Check, am I really gay? Before you tell your best friend, you think, well, do I like it? And you're getting said, oh, you know, you're a piece of whatever, and like role play and like, but. You know, things like that. You do start to believe it, and there is a long time where I ain't got my fishing rod out here, but like I genuinely don't really think of myself as being very attractive, and I'm trying to get over that in terms of thinking. I think it comes from, if you get told something enough times, you start to believe it, really. But it works both ways. Then you end up being the dominant one, and then you start doing it. This is how culture is, and then I started saying it to other people and started treating other people like shit. But it was all under the pretense of role play. But then you go, well, I'd quite like to sleep with someone and just you're nice and laughing. Do you know what? I didn't know about laughing during sex.
It needs to be completely normalised, because number one, it's fucking funny. Like it is. You know, things happen that are fun. Like, and it should be. You know, you should be comfortable enough to laugh and comfortable enough to have a good time with it. I think, but does that come with, as you get older? Does that come with more experience? Does that come with, because like you say, like, sex education, when you come out of school, sex education is crap in this country. It's rubbish. It wasn't even presented to me as an option that you could find men and women attractive. Yeah. And for me, that was obviously quite difficult. Understand that it still felt that you had to pick one. You couldn't. Never mind, you know, people who are trans or anything like that. That wasn't even on the fucking table. No. Like, so it's that obviously became more challenging. I was like, I don't understand this. I always had the thing where I felt guilty. If I was sleeping with a man or sleeping with a woman, it would be like, I felt guilty because it's like I'm pretending. I wasn't. Like, I was attracted to them, we were having a good time, but it felt like, you felt like, oh, I'm pretending to this. If it was a woman, I'm pretending to this person I'm straight. If it was a man, I'm pretending to this person I'm gay. Well,
that's the problem with, it's a problem's the wrong word, but I read a book about being bisexual, and Zachary Zane, I think he was called, the author, and he was saying the problem with bi people is unless you're polyamorous and walking with a man and a woman on both hands,
Nobody knows.
Nobody sees you as bisexual.
Yes.
If you walk with a woman on your hand, they see you as straight, and if you walk with a man, they see you as gay.
Yes.
And it's like invisibility by invisibility, and
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely bits of that. I mean, I also think, and what I was saying, like I've only been in 2 relationships in my whole life, and neither lasted particularly long. Right.
But you are 12, Alex.
But what I would say is, like, I think as well, like, when you're young and when you like first, like, you know, when you first come out of school or whatever, and that idea of sort of sex comes into your mind and stuff, and it's suddenly like a really like, oh, this is great, and this is something I can go and do, and it becomes really exciting. And then for a while, it feels like, or for me, I think it would probably be for other people as well. It feels like for fulfillment, you have to be having sex. Not necessarily regularly, but you need to be having sex for fulfillment. Yeah. And actually, it's like there comes a point where actually you can go. For me, I had an obsession with relationships, and we talked about it before on the podcast as well, where I feel like I have this whole thing where to be the best version of myself, I have to be in a relationship. I have to be with someone who loves me for who I am, and I have to love them. And actually, it's taken a long time, but it's like you can be happy not being in a relationship, and you can be happy not having sex. You can be happy with that. What I would say though is there is still that thing about hookup culture, particularly gay hookup culture, in terms of like where it still feels like Grindr feels like somewhere you go often because you need something.
Yeah, it's validation.
Yeah, and so it's almost transactional.
Yeah.
Like it's like, I need this, I can give you this, and you'll give me this. Is what it feels like. There's no. It's very difficult to have any connection with it. Obviously, you and Brad did it, and that's incredible. Well, but there's like, I find that particularly challenging. And again, it's another thing that almost makes you feel quite guilty after hookups. I always feel quite guilty, and I always feel like, oh, have I done the wrong thing?
It's dehumanising.
Yeah,
it is.
You don't feel like a person.
But again, it's also positives. Like people say Grindr's the worst thing that's ever happened to the gay community or gay male community, but I also think there's some good things. I
don't think it's the worst thing that's happened to the gay.
Well, no, there was the AIDS crisis.
Yeah,
but
it's up there, but it's not the worst.
People do say that, and then people, if you have a go. And everyone goes, "Oh, he's sex negative," and I go, "Well, there's got to be somewhere in the middle." I met Brad through it. He'd said to me at the time, he said, "Oh, I'm off on tour in 6 weeks. I don't want anything serious. I've just come out of something. I just want meet someone, be nice, but not anything serious for 6 weeks." And I said, "Yeah, same. I'm not looking for out serious," which means our whole relationship was built on a lie because I wanted to marry him the minute I saw him. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'm chill. And I'm like, I'm not chill.
when a hookup becomes more regular and you're seeing that.
Well, it wasn't a hookup. We just went on a date. Yeah. Sorry, a bit defensive.
No. That's I'm sure from my experience, is like a hookup can then become something where that hookup becomes regular with that person. It becomes like a casual thing. And that can be great. But again, it's so difficult to either not have that connection at all or try and avoid that connection. You know what I mean? Like, it's so difficult because, again, sex is like, I don't know, I still view it as like, it's like you're telling someone your secrets, your deepest, darkest secrets is what it feels like, you know what I mean? So then you have to really trust that person, you have to really...
It's an intimate thing.
And when they don't want a connection, it's very difficult to form trust when does trust and actual starting to love someone or starting to have real feelings for someone, when do they start to mix and dilute each other? So it's really... And it's
worse when... I think we all grew up in places that were not, like, metropolitan. I mean, is that right? So I'm from Hull. And so we'll put... Yeah. So if you've ever gone, like, Grindr in Hull, I mean, the thing that really upsets me about it is no one's got face pics up there. It's just the good... Because...
Same in my hometown, but my hometown, it's because it's a small town.
But honestly, it looks like...
know each other.
It's like Soviet Russia. It's just endless grey blocks.
Oh, okay.
It's just because they don't put...
Don't have Facebook. Or don't have a name, a lot of them, and stuff.
Oh, the names are my favourite.
So at what point do you find... Because obviously I have not used a Grindr. Although I did download it.
Is it like a lesbian equivalent of a Grindr? Does that exist, do you know?
I think... Yeah, I know that there was one called Her. But I don't.
Shit name. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Yeah, but
name
Grindr's not.
Don't say that because I did an advert for them, so we've got to pick them up.
It's a great name.
someone's getting more voiceover work than I.
You should download that.
But is Grindr a pun? I've always thought it's an odd name. Is Grindr a pun?
Yeah, it's not. Also, it's like it feels like so. You know, when you open the app, it feels so old, doesn't it? It's like it feels like it's not an up-to-date app, is it?
I don't know.
Like, oh, it feels like a 90s website. Should we open it up?
So, at what point do you find out who that person is? Like, are people meeting people with literally not knowing?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You can
terrifying.
Yeah,
and honestly, what I find most difficult is it's almost expected.
Yeah.
It's expected
That's
to be on Grindr, and
terrifying.
it's expected that even though I've not got a face pic and my name's not on there, it's still expected that you can trust me and we'll meet up.
There's
Like
young.
it's expected.
But then you meet up, and then how do you know who you're looking for?
Well, so when I was,
Message each other.
you know, you're growing up, and if you get in a cycle of it's quite a destructive cycle of like low self-esteem, hooking up for validation, young person trying to find out all, and also it's exciting. You know, meeting up with someone and not know that is exciting, but it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
And I've put myself in some really dangerous positions over the years where, when I was younger, when I look back now and I think, God, I just want to give that kid a hug and just say. But there's some times where like. I met someone going to come round, sent me a face picture. Oh, that
Come to
great.
your house?
Yeah, to come to my house. I thought, oh, but look great, and I thought, oh, look nice, seem nice. And then I was going, and we used to live there. It was at uni. We used to live where those old terrace houses where the walk-through was down the side of the house, and so you can hear. And I was walking down to let them in, and I could hear people talking, and I thought, there's more than one person there. Like, I could hear the talk, and my gut feeling was, just don't go to the door. And then knocked and stuff, or messaged me, and I didn't go to the door. And then I started getting messages like "open door, mate," and it got a bit like aggressive. Yeah. And then I noticed there were numerous of them people there. Now I don't know any, so I just hid in the house. But the point of that is,
that's scary.
Yeah, really scary. But there's when kids are growing up, I don't know if it's different now. People coming out earlier, there's more, but. People putting themselves in really dangerous positions and saying things. And again, I'm not blaming Grindr. It's how we use it, and I just think
it's what I don't. It's how we use it because it's what's expected of us. And the perfect way to sum that up is what I'm finding really interesting now, and it's not a complaint or anything at all. Hollie's reactions to what we're saying is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because Hollie's actively shocked.
I am.
Like, what the fuck is this? Whereas us two are like. This is just
it's normal.
Yeah, because
this is what we're raised on.
As you know, that I believed I was straight for the first part of my 20s. So I use things like Tinder, Bumble. Well, actually, I've never been with anyone other than my fiance, just to put that on record. So I don't know what. But I use those.
Because
things.
she's scared of the fiance.
I use those. I use those apps, but I kind of almost get what you mean about like putting yourself in dangerous situations and stuff like that, but not to the extent that you're talking. Like I would have never met someone that I certainly would have never invited someone to my house that I'd never met.
And I have to say,
it's an expectation.
It's so common, and that's why I think, because I was really nervous about talking about this topic because I mean you've both seen my set. And I don't tend to talk about sex. No. I'm not really. I don't really swear that often, but. No. The only time I used to talk about, I didn't know whether I had a foreskin. I don't know if I knew you two at that point. Did you? Do you remember that routine?
I have seen that routine.
You've seen that routine. Okay. Well, Hollie, I wish I had mentioned it. But,
it's a good routine.
I had done it for years.
I think it's possibly the first time I ever saw you.
Yeah, probably.
Probably the first time we met you doing the routine. Yeah.
Oh, marvellous.
I got
3 years ago. About 3 years ago now.
Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Alex.
it will have been. But that's as blue as I get, really. I don't really. How old am I blue, honestly? But I don't really talk about. So talking about this. It does make me feel quite uncomfortable, but I sort of think it is a conversation we need to have because, like you say, I am nervous about like family listening to it all because my mum listens to everything I do, and all that. But
brilliant,
like you said,
extra listener.
Yeah, there's Bev. But like you say, you're shocked. Gay cis men who listen to this will not be, and trans men will not be shocked at all, and I think that is. Part of the conversation we need to have, just in terms of just openness and talking about sex. I went on a first date once with a guy. We're going really well. And then the third date, this is just generally about talking about sex more often and what we're into. Not kink shaming, be into the kinks, but let's be in a position where we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Third date, he told me he was only into fisting. And I thought, surely let me know earlier down the line.
That is something
That's an open, that's a conversation early, isn't it?
And I know you probably don't want to open with it to like scare people off, but just... Don't let me get to third date.
Drop it in a message.
I'm in 2D.
completely agree with you there because to make this a little bit less blue, I am really of the belief people are like, you shouldn't talk about like marriage and wanting kids before you meet or on first dates. I completely disagree with that. I think if I am 100% set that I want kids, which I'm the complete opposite, so I don't want kids, what's the point in me meeting you if you 100% want kids? Because ultimately, like, unless we have said this isn't going to be serious, this is a hookup, we're going on a date to see if we like each other to pursue a relationship, right? What's the point in doing that if I 100% don't want kids and you 100% do? Our relationship isn't going to work. Yeah. Well, I'm not wasting my time. Like, I think that. So then, equally with the fisting, if I don't want to be fisted, you should probably say, this is quite a unique thing that I actively like. If you're not into that, what's the point? We're not just going for coffee. Like, you know, ultimately we want to have sex, and
I don't want to be Kermit.
Like, I don't want you fisting my ass. So
sorry.
Ultimately, like,
I think like honestly,
I regret that.
It won't be cut out.
There's a couple of jokes in here. We've made a couple of jokes that have got nothing. At one point, where you went, "I'm in too deep," and you got no response, and you just went and just nodded at me. You're so proud of yourself.
I like
joke.
I like the Soviet Russia's just grey blocks one, but
Yeah,
that was left on stony ground as well.
Much like Russia.
Yeah, there we go.
I think like Jay, again, it's this idea that it's this expectation of us that's what we have to do. We have to be on Grindr. We have to be this, and it's fine to. But also like on Grindr, when you set up a profile, there's like statuses you have, and like status on there, like one is like, can you accom, right? So I mean, can you accommodate sex? Can someone come to your place? Yeah. Do you have a place to have sex?
Oh my god!
Often because as well with blank profiles, they can't accom because they either living with family or they're just not out of house share.
Like, there's HIV status is on there, which again is important.
That's brilliant.
It is important. Yeah, my friend was really interested. One of my female friends, she was really interested in it, and I was like, okay, I'll show you Grindr. I showed her it, and she saw that bit, and it just said positive, and she went, oh, does that mean just like they're really happy? And I was like, if anything, the opposite, mate.
Honestly, Alex, I swear to God, right? This is talking about sex education in schools. We don't do it. We don't talk about, and like parents are expected to sit down and talk about the birds and the bees and all that. They never talk about the bees and the bees or whatever the birds. So so when one of the first times I was on Grindr, the name was Positive Guy, and genuinely, he said hi, happy, and I said, and I said, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm really upbeat sort of person as well. And they replied, are you taking the piss? I went, no, I'm real upbeat. And he went, F off, mate, and blocked me. And I was really upset. And I thought, God, what a dick. And I told my mate, my only gay mate, Josh, and he Josh Norman. I've got too many Joshes. And he said, and he
shout out Josh Norman.
Lives in Hong Kong now, Josh.
International. We're going international.
Yes. He got married for the green card, and then he left him. But anyway,
Josh Norman.
I want Josh Norman on this podcast.
He's coming on the pod. Get Josh Norman on the phone.
So he'll hate that. So. And he told me, I told him this story because it upset me. I was like, can you believe this? He went, you are joking, aren't you, Jack? And I was like, no. And he went, oh, Jack, no, he meant it was HIV positive. But because I just didn't know, because this is my point, though, the serious point.
Yeah, it's completely
the lingo, and it's got, obviously, we're not going as far back as Polari, but like LGBT, we've got our own lingo, our own way. We just got, especially on Grindr, it's got its own culture and all the dating apps. Yeah. We just don't, like ASL and all this stuff. You just don't know.
100%. I never, ASL, I was always like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, it always confused me. Yeah.
Really. I know that from MSN.
Fuck's sake. Christ.
But we don't talk about it. So, and I always felt really guilty for that guy because I bet he went away thinking, more stigma in the community and more.
He probably was over it pretty quickly.
Let's be honest, he probably found someone else.
Yeah.
Pretty quickly. Well,
so,
but no,
I really like that. Like, I think that is an amazing thing to have on an app. Like, I think that all apps should have
status.
That.
Yeah, 100%.
I think that is
the best thing
that I've actually heard. Although my concern is, which I've heard, also, I can't believe, like, I have loads of gay friends now, and I'm quite surprised that this is the first time that I'm actually having an educational chat about Grindr.
But you know what I mean? And that's why this is...
Can we just say, how did the podcast go today, Jack? Well, it was supposed to be comedy, and it got described as educational.
Oh, no. This is not comedy.
It's so important. And, like, honestly, like, I cannot express this enough. We have to wrap up.
Yeah,
Are we overrunning? Oh, wait,
Hold
Like,
on.
quite a way.
That was a brilliant pun.
You have to wrap up. We'll edit it so Hollie didn't say anything, and we'll all laugh, and it'll be great. But genuinely, like, it is. You're right. It's the first time I think I've had a proper conversation about it. But it took us to book a fucking studio. It took 3 comedians to run a podcast. It took us to set up a Spotify account to have that conversation.
Yeah.
And that's just not okay. But also what I will say is, like, in the least patronising way possible, it is a very difficult thing to talk about. And I just want to say, as a friend, like, at times in this, I've been quite emotional and quite heated in this because it means a lot. But also, like, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm so... Again, in the least patronising way possible, I'm so proud of you for coming and talking about it because it's such a difficult thing to talk about. But
Don't cry, Jack. Why are you crying?
I just didn't know we were friends.
But people will listen to this. And you're right, sex education in this country is fucking awful, and it's been for so. And as someone who was a teacher as well, it's just horrendous.
But I got taught sex education by my RE teacher, who was formerly a priest, and he was a fantastic bloke. But he was a Catholic priest. So therefore,
how can he teach it?
How can he teach it? Because he's never had sex. Well, leave it. Move on.
Yeah, let's leave it there.
But he's now the Archbishop of York. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about it because it's genuinely so important, and people will be listening who will need to hear what we've talked about and know that it's all right. There are so many different views and opinions you can have on sex and so many feelings that it evokes that it's okay to not feel okay about it. It's okay to but it's also, okay to love it and be part of that.
Of course, it's great, isn't it? That's why we don't get addicted to it.
It's fucking
brilliant.
great.
I've done it. I think it's lovely.
You've done it.
That was good. I've done it, but you don't know. She goes to a different school. Like, that's what that was.
Yeah.
That is so important.
People get addicted to it, so of course it's good. You don't get addicted to broccoli, do you? You only get addicted to good stuff.
Broccoli.
Well, I like broccoli. I don't get addicted to it. You only get addicted to good stuff.
Yeah. So he's only eating tender stem. That's
just
the middle class vibe.
You know what?
He's only drinking
Tender stem is
Pelly.
good though,
He's
isn't it?
drinking tender stem with parmesan.
Can I just say,
this is how we're going to end the podcast. So go on.
that's my Nando's side.
Is tender stem broccoli?
Isn't that awful?
Grow up.
Only broccoli.
Grow up.
Nothing else, just broccoli.
No, broccoli, half a chicken. Well, I sometimes...
That's not a side. So what's the other side, or just one side?
I swear.
Don't lie to us. It's broccoli. It's only broccoli.
No, it's coleslaw. It's coleslaw.
Oh, I thought he was going to do double brock or one brock and one matcha peas.
Hold on. Broccoli and coleslaw is just as bad as just broccoli.
I love coleslaw.
I do as well, but like...
I like. Do you know what? This is what
Have
we'll
you
end
tried
it
the
on.
chips?
We have
I like
to end
coleslaw.
the podcast.
Do you know when coleslaw's slightly gone off and it goes a bit fizzy?
That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. He loves San Pellegrino. He loves fizzy water. He loves fizzy coleslaw.
Jack came in today with a bottle from a soda stream, and that's his water bottle.
What a dick.
Anyway, thank you for listening to the Quiz
Thank you so much to Jack. Thank you so much for coming on. You can follow us all on social media. You can catch us all doing shows all over the country, playing clubs and venues all over the country. Jack also runs a gig and lead, which is very good. So that's exciting. Go to that, buy tickets to that. That's fun. And we'll put all the links in our description below. Thank you so much for listening. We will see you next week on the Quiz on podcast.
Bye.